Good day, folks. This is Judy at Green Pastures Farm. We're getting up a couple guardian dogs today. These are sold. Have a lady coming in to pick these up this weekend, and what we've got here is a young dog. It's about 8 to 10 months old. It's 9 to 10 months old. Then we've got an older dog here. It's about an 18-month-old female. And the way we catch these dogs are not pets. But they will come up and kind of sniff on you, but you've got to be on your toes to catch them. And we don't want a dog that's going to be super person friendly. So the way we catch these dogs is, of course, these will be put in a coop tonight, a stock trailer, and the lady will be getting them in the morning so that there's no way they can get out. But, you know, they want to be with their sheep. That's what they've done. They've lived their whole life with the sheep. And when you take them away from their sheep, all they want to do is go back. Okay. So they've got each other there. That's going to be there's a male there and a female. And what we did is we brought the sheep up. I'm going to show you. We actually built a lane, and that's the way we catch our dogs. We just bring the sheep up into the corral. Here's this would be a litter mate. That's a male dog. He's a litter mate to that female we just caught. He's a big old brute. Just a beautiful dog. And then we've got, of course, the sheep in here, and there's a bunch of dogs in there with them. Some older dogs and such. But so what we did is we built this lane over here, and the sheep just thought they were going on a paddock move. And we just put up a temporary 2-wire lane out of poly braid that led from the paddock they were in down there at the bottom of the hill by that pond. And we ran this lane up the hill. Now, when you bring a flock of sheep up like that, because we don't use border collies, I'm not saying you can't. I enjoy watching somebody that has border collies work sheep, but we don't have any. So I just get in the front and go sheep, 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 sheep. And here comes the dogs and the sheep. And when you get them in a tight lane, this lane's only, I don't know, 30 feet wide. When you're walking up behind them, especially going uphill like this, just go slow. Don't push them. If the sheep stop, the whole flock of sheep stop, you stop. Just stand there in the ground. Pretty soon they'll start up again, moving forward. And one of the things you'll find as you're going toward the crowd here, the dogs are in the lead. Well, when the dogs get up here, sometimes they want to run back to you. Well, they're running right back to the sheep. So you just got to be calm. Hold your ground, and if the sheep kind of come running towards you, the whole flock, back up 10 steps. Stop them. Then ease forward again, and pretty soon everything just goes charging into this corral. We close that steel gate that's got woven wire fastened to it, and we've got them. They're in here. And, you know, it's funny, once we got the dogs in here, we just walked up and they just cowered down and we grabbed them. But we couldn't grab them out there on that pasture. They just wouldn't let you get close enough. So if you got somebody coming that far a distance to buy a dog, you sure as heck want to be able to catch it and have it ready for sale. So I didn't want to take any chances out on the pasture. We just caught the dog in the corral here, and she was no problem at all. But man, look at the darn sheep. Well, I mean, those sheep are just fat. Getting a lot of clover. Some of them's got a little bit of a runny tail. I think it's because of the clover. But most of them are pretty darn clean. They're looking good. They're packing some weight on. They need to be packing weight on. We got winter staring right at us. This is the middle of November, and it's getting colder. But look at the fleece that they grow. Got a big old thick fleece on them. And, you know, a sheep that gets that kind of fleece on them like that one right there, I'll give you a close-up of it. Look at that. That's hair. Okay, that's not wool, that's hair. That's what keeps them nice and warm. There's a nice fluffy one. Yeah, look at that. I mean, they're just really, really, really good shape. There's a bunch of ewe lambs in there. Those will be lambing next year. There's my sheep that's got fangs. Where'd you go? Oh, there she is. I'm telling you, I can't hardly find her half the time. Look at her. She blends in. Isn't that a beautiful dog? She's right at 13 years old, and that dog is still the king mama. I mean, there's some big young dogs in here, but she just lays them on their back. And that's because from the time they were puppies, she's whipped them. And they still respect her, even though they're twice the size of her. They're not going to challenge that little female. I mean, she just goes up to them and just lays them on the back and about chews their throat out. And they sit there and take it. She's an awesome dog. She's always with the sheep. You can't find her hardly. There's old Mammoth. That dog there's about 150 pounds. He's a brute. There's another young dog in here somewhere. And then we got 3 puppies. Oh, there's the other young dog right behind Mammoth. Just stuck his head down over there. That dog there is only, he's about 10 months. 9 to 10 months. And we've got 3 puppies over here. Then we've got 2 more coming probably next week. They're about 8 weeks old. And they'll be bonded onto the sheep here pretty quickly too. But yeah, the sheep are doing pretty well, and the ones that do well we keep, and the ones that don't do well we get rid of. And the ones that don't do well are very few and far between anymore. But you still get a few, and you got to be the predator in your sheep flock. The ones that don't do well, get rid of them, and the ones that do well, keep. But again, we're moving these sheep every 2 days right now, and so we're keeping them on clean forage, clean ground, and that really helps a lot to keep your sheep clean, as far as, you know, out of parasites and such. Anyway, the sheep are going to be turned out here in a minute, and they're all anxiously waiting to get on their new paddock, and we're going to do that as soon as we get the dog thing settled. Everyone, this is Greg Judy sign off, and have a great weekend.